Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, Saludos a my raza, black and brown brothers, and those who joined the Brown Eyed Cause. I'm up pretty early this morning because I realized I haven't fully expanded on this the sickness that's been going around. I believe I touched up on it on prior videos, but uh, for you guys to get a better understanding, I try to expand on it as much as possible. So during my lifespan, we've had salmonella disease, we had E. coli disease, we've had mad cow disease. All these diseases are transferred through meat. Now, uh, they all consist of the ailments consist of diarrhea, headaches, stomach cramps. Uh, at the end of the day, what they're doing, is they're attacking our immune system. And the problem that we have now is that everybody's quick to jump to go to the doctors. Back in the 80s, early 90s, the raza didn't have no confidence in in seeing the white man as a doctor, uh, and half of us probably didn't have the money to get there. But we lived through this. We lived through it and we survived through it because we used the natural remedies given to us by our abuelitas and our great grandmas, great grandpas, um, using just basic, basic foods, chicken soup and vegetables, a lot of vegetables. And if you speak to somebody my age or older, or around my age, around 40, they'll tell you that, these things and more diseases have passed, and we've made it out by ourselves. But now that we've had this phone in our hand, and um, we depended on it so much that it's easily to form ideas in your head, and it attaches you to what they want you to think. That, oh, go to the doctors immediately. Uh, and it's kind of like a scare tactic. It's slowly feeding you information. Sometimes you don't even realize what's happening, and it's feeding you information, and it's building an idea in your head to the point where when they hit you with the sickness, you feel scared. Um, and there's more to that also, but I'm gonna try to simply make it simple as possible for now. And so all these diseases have been transferred through meat, red meat specifically. Um, and before this happened, I happen to know a few nurses that work at one of the most prestigious hospitals in the United States. And so I don't know if you notice nowadays, if you go to the hospital, you rarely see a doctor. It's usually the nurses and the girls on the floor that are doing all the work. They're responsible for pretty much doing everything. Nurses are responsible for doctor duties, and phlebotomists are responsible for nurse duties. And so um, the people that would know about this, um, they heard about it first before the quarantine, before the sickness happened. I was dating and hanging around with some of these chicks, and one day I caught a cold, a simple cold, and my girl at the time she forced me to go to the hospital. So we go to this small hospital, off brand little small hospital, and lo and behold, all her friends from the big hospital were working here, and they gave me that respiratory treatment, and then they asked me how I felt afterwards, and I told them that it didn't do anything for me, and they're like, they couldn't say it, but they were making the point that, you know, this was something that was planned ahead of time. Um, I don't know if you guys realize it, but a lot of these white people, they're into that tofu and you know living the healthy lifestyle. And they say it's to lose weight, but you could lose weight eating meat. It's just the fact that they know what we don't know, that we haven't caught on to. Many of us haven't caught on to that. It's a continual thing. How best to reach a people that are dependent on certain things at the supermarket. Well, history has proven that time and time and again, we've been getting sick eating this red meat. Um, as a matter of fact, um, red meat is not a part of our original sustenance as far as being Mexican or brown. Um, red meat was introduced to us by the white man. Um, if you know anybody that comes from the selva, from what they call indigenous tribes, you'll notice immediately that their incisors, their canines, are not developed. Uh, they're more, they might not be completely flat. Some of them are completely flat, but um, they're not as fully developed as they are in the society that we live in now. So you might ask, why would they be trying to harm us um, with meat? It's a form of population control, but let me explain it to you a little bit more. As I've been talking to you guys about us being our own people and having our own beliefs and our own God, um, you know, the God as it stands today, the church that many of you guys believe in, was introduced to us by someone else, someone of a lighter color. What a coincidence that after they came to our land, uh, that we miraculously seen a light, and we were touched by a prophet, a woman that a lot of you guys hold dear, um, and so these are ways to control the population. But I got off subject a little bit, so let's get back to the meat. Okay, so uh, now we go to the doctors. The doctors have full control over what gets put in your system. Um, Everything that the doctor's giving you is FDA approved. Well, just so happens what goes the steroids that they put in their meat is also FDA approved. So you see the connection here, um, and now they're interning people to the hospital and not allowing you to see them. Why do you think that is? Because they're going there and they're giving them medication that's actually not helping them, but it's further stunning their immune system, which would cause a what you call a natural death, because you know you take them to the mortuary and this and they do a test. These tests are going to a federally owned company, government agency. They're not going to tell you, or that agency is not going to tell on itself and say, oh yeah, we're reading these substances in the system. And so if you're to get sick, my advice to you is do not go to the hospital, do not go to the doctor. Use natural remedies, vegetables, apple cider vinegar, chicken, and vegetables. Um, Now let's go back to the cleansing of people. So um, it all leads back to religion, which, like I said before, religion is another form of racism. And so um, they introduced a religion to us, to our people, and we took that, you know, although we might have taken it forcefully, and that's why maybe that we chose to maybe pray to another idol. The fact of the matter is, um, when the lighter skinned people came to our side, we had our own language, a universal language that expanded from the southern part to the northern part of the continent to all the islands around us. We built pyramids. It's a fact that we created time, yet we have no books, no scripture, no evidence of of something we may have left to our ancestors. That doesn't make any sense. And the storyline goes that we were carnivorous and that we were blood eaters. Yeah, we didn't have incisors. Um, that's proof itself that we're not meat eaters to begin with. So if you start breaking down the storyline that we're given, all it does, it's trying to push us away from our roots, um, which is our God, the Sun. You know what we believe in, and uh, you know I, what I believe that's happening right now is it's a social cleansing, or racial cleansing, really what it is, and so what happens, we reach a point where we start realizing, we hit a point where we hit the bottom. So now, right now, we're at the bottom because we're in total control. The government's in total control of us. Well, when you hit bottom, there's nowhere to go but up, and people's mind starts waking up to what's happening around them. And before this happens, what they're trying to do is off as many people as they can of our race, black and brown. And after they do that, what they'll do is open up the border and bring over some more camaradas, more paisanos that haven't been placed in this battlefield that we live in today. Um, yeah, they might have technology and but they're also being suppressed over there, and they'll be behind as far as it is as battling out with the society that we live in today, and especially with me being released and me trying to spread the word of our own God, and um, they're trying to uh, trying to clean us out basically like they did with the American Indians, because they don't want us to spread the word, um, that we're dream catchers. We dream and we see things, and God speaks to us. When you have positive thoughts and you believe things gonna happen, you know, I don't know about you guys, but uh, I've had dreams that made me believe, that things are possible, and I mean, I've had people actually tell me that they've seen me in a dream, and it might not be the exact figure, but they relate to me, and I've related to other people through the same through the same manner, and so um, there's a lot more to this, but mainly I wanted to speak to you guys about the meat and how we're being attacked and how this is not a new thing. They've just found better ways to use it against us, and and the number one thing that they're using against us right now is fear. And if you let yourself be scared and listen to a man that, a lighter skinned man that has no care for you at all, except that he wants you to work for him and make him money, then, you're placing your beliefs, you're not placing your beliefs in God, you're placing your beliefs in man, someone of the flesh, that has evil intentions. And and that's why I preach what I do. I preach that we're all brothers and we all come from the same creator, which is the Sun. And it's food for thought, man. And food could be the enemy. Um, and just keep that in mind next time you guys get sick. You don't need the hospital. Just be wary of the meat you're eating. If you're drinking water and you feel that it tastes different, or you feel that the water is running through you too quickly, boil your water, drink bottled water. If you can't afford it, boil your water. This is a real thing that's happening. If not, we wouldn't be stuck in our houses. We wouldn't be on restriction, you know. And so you guys got to start opening your mind up to what's reality and what's not. And all I could do is try to share the information and bless you guys. Uh, Stay up.